On this show, we follow the money, and when VSiN decided to launch our own store, the smart money was on Shopify. Getting the VSiN store off the ground was easier than we expected, and Shopify's templates and AI tools had us look incredible and professional from day one. Zero coding required. Shopify checkout keeps sales moving smoothly, and returning customers can complete a purchase in one click. Built-in analytics, you always know what's selling and where your customers are coming from and how to keep the momentum going. When questions come up, and they will, Shopify's AI assistant Sidekick is there with answers so you never lose momentum. You can check out the store at vsin.com/store. And if you're ready to build your own, all you need is the idea. Shopify handles the rest. Start your free trial at shopify.com/vsin. Shopify.com/vsin. Again, that's shopify.com/vsin.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We are live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino, and we are closing up strong this week with a 3-hour banger. Tons to get into. Great guests, including Joe Osborne in studio from Covers.com in 30 minutes, Paul Charchian in 45. So a great hour on tap to begin things here, Paulie. I thought when Spain went up 1-0 against Belgium, books would start to post look-ahead numbers to Spain and France. They didn't do it. I didn't see it anywhere. And then Belgium got the equalizer. The first goal that Spain allowed the entire tournament so far. Mm-hmm. So that's where we are at right now. Halftime of this quarterfinal match. Spain won, Belgium won, and all those tickets on Spain to win to 0 up in smoke. Unfortunately.
Too bad. First goal they allowed in over 600 minutes to Catalara with a header. Spain was 1,800 in play to qualify. $5 in regulation. They have not lost in regulation in 35 matches. They're $1.40 in regulation. They are $3.40 to qualify. 10-1, 11-1 to win in penalties. Extra time. Spain 5-1, Belgium 16-1. I can't believe they conceded. Oh, man.
It was a great header.
It was. And this whole disrespect, nobody thinks they're good, and maybe they could actually get to the Final Four here. Yeah. Speaking of Belgium.
I did earlier this morning, up bright and early for the Scottish Open and for the men's draw in Wimbledon in the semis there. I did before Sinner took on Joker. It's something we talked about for the last couple of days. Here's the parlay that I put in. I put in Sinner along with Spain to qualify. There's some heavy juice on both of those, and I tied it into Max Holloway tomorrow night. It paid plus 120. So we'll see. This is probably going to be sweaty the entire second half, and if it goes to PKs, I'm going to hate life.
Yep, I know. It got kind of like Pedro in his heyday when he was dominant with the Red Sox. Okay, there's your run. That's good. I thought they got the early goal. That was it. And they were going to win 1 or 2-0. But credit Belgium. They keep coming back. And lucky to be here with the Senegal performance. And then they blew us out. But most people wanted to talk anti-USA and not give Belgium credit. But at least they scored, and this thing's interesting.
Sure.
You got juice.
By the way, I tweeted out a photo at Mitch Moss Radio before the show started, a shot here of the Circa Sportsbook, almost packed. And we're talking about this match started at noon Pacific time. And by the way, when Belgium scored, it was like dead silent in here, so everybody's on Spain one way or the other. I cannot even, if this place is packed at noon for Spain-Belgium, I cannot even imagine what USA-Spain would have looked like. And you said 65 million people would have watched. Now that numbers came out, it could have been more than that. Could have been 75 million. Who knows?
I don't know. The start time was tough. I don't know. It would have been interesting to see. But
I think people would have said, well, I'm taking a 3-day weekend and watching the match.
Could have been.
On a Friday.
With enough notice, sure. Mm-hmm. That's possible. Could have happened. No doubt.
The Golden Boot, very interesting again after yesterday. Messi and Mbappe with 8 apiece. How are you approaching Norway and England? And I ask that with Holland at 7 goals. This dude has taken off like wildfire across the entire world. The States, no exception. So he's so popular. The Instagram accounts, the Twitter accounts. Did you know that in Norway, I heard this last night, his jersey has sold out completely?
I believe it.
I looked today. Yeah. I'm going to buy one at some point. I've fallen for this dude big time. Corey, don't keep that, please. And throw that in my face down the line for anything that would be unnecessary. But I'm going to buy an authentic, like, Norwegian jersey of him in the World Cup.
I got to do it. I did England to qualify, BTTS, and Alt over 1.5, plus 180.
That's plus 180.
Did that. Yep. Meatman's concerned about the weather because it's going to be so hot, and he's already on the under. But I think it's going to be 2-1 England. And hopefully both the two stars score, which we have that as well in shots. You can parlay all that stuff, too. And if that comes in, it'll be another bloodbath, and it'll be good for the players.
I got to say, if both guys don't score, going to be a little bit disappointed.
Sure. Yeah.
That would be a great cherry on top leading into Messi if he can get another one in to close out the quarters of this tournament. And they popped every single game so far for the most part. So imagine if... Do we think that Haaland would have scored against France? Didn't play in that match. If he scores there, he's sitting on 8 going into this one against England.
Yeah.
And again, the winner of that match is going to have a third-place game.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That could be anything. I mean, that just could be like a free-for-all, and let's have some fun, and it could be 3-3, and a ton of guys score. So that's also important to factor in with this.
Earlier today, Arthur Ferry, great story, came to an end at Wimbledon, could not win a set against Zverev.
Nope.
The entire place was behind him, obviously, and then Sinner took apart Joker in straight sets. It wasn't easy, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. It was a good match to watch, but we get Sinner now and Zverev in the final of the men's side.
How about the price? I mean, it's still, I know Alcaraz is bad, but it's number 1 against number 2, and the guy's $450.
That's, you know what takes him Zverev then?
I don't think so. He's $5 now, minus 4.5 games. Mercy. It's incredible.
Okay.
That's a lot of respect.
Let's get right into this as well. How about the reports leading into our show in the last half hour to like 90 minutes of LeBron's next team? It got to Cleveland 64% earlier today, prediction markets, and it is now swinging the other way. They're like down below 40, around 45% now.
Yeah.
And there's another team now in the mix big time is what we're hearing, Paulie?
I'm out now. It's too much. So, whether you want to go on the prediction markets or go up to DraftKings, it's infuriating. Yesterday, Bill Simmons is doing his podcast, and they're talking about this, and he shuts down the co-host. Now it's it. It's Cleveland. It's a done deal. It's Cleveland. He used Golden State. It was for leverage. It's a done deal, and he didn't want to have to continue the discussion and completely shut the guy down when he brought. Now, Brian Windhorst goes on ESPN Cleveland, and Tony Rizzo from ESPN Cleveland is on later in the show. But yesterday they said, the streets are talking, it's going to be Cleveland. And now the Windhorst report, I'm hearing it's a done deal. It's a different city, though. It's not Cleveland. And then a big move in Miami. And also his wife put something up there about, I love my life, and she's in nice weather and in a swimming pool. So it's just that, who knows, maybe tomorrow will be another report.
I'm sure it will
now
be.
He's hanging out with Draymond and Steph, and I'm hearing it's Golden State. It's too much.
You're actually lucky that you're on vacation next week.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with it. You can completely ignore it then.
Well, I certainly believe Windhorst.
So do I. I mean,
the guy's locked in, and he does the regular hits in Cleveland, and he's from the area.
Right.
So I don't think it's clickbait.
All right, here you go. The audience needs to hear what Brian Windhorst had to say. He's been working overtime on this LeBron story. Here he was earlier today.
I just want you to know that I'm hearing stuff in other cities, too. I'm not going to say who, but I had somebody on the phone with me today that I consider a good source who was swearing it's a done deal in another city a couple hours ago, okay? And so I am being very, very cautious. Right now, it's too scattered. I also know how LeBron has operated. They have kept their circle very tight. I understand that you can point to cupcakes and whatnot and say, no, people knew. I'm hearing rumors all day long, and all of them make some level of sense, and all of them make some level of not sense. But I'm just telling you, Cleveland is not the only place where there are rumors.
Yeah. I would think Philly would be better than Miami. And from a basketball standpoint,
as do I.
That's a tough fit with him and Bam.
But I got to tell you, when Brian Windhorst talks, he moves the market.
Yeah.
I mean, Cleveland right now at Poly Market, 44%. The Heat up to almost 30%. Mm-hmm.
Don't you think Philly's a better fit basketball-wise than Miami?
Oh, I absolutely think so. I mean, I still don't love the ceiling at all for Miami if he goes there. Mm-hmm. And right now, I mean, the ceiling for Philadelphia, that would mean that everybody would stay healthy. as like, and I'm not saying like 82 games out of Embiid. Let's not get nuts here, but he's there for the postseason, plays a lot of the regular season. The ceiling for Philadelphia is the best team to win that conference. If LeBron goes to Miami, what are they still, the 5 seed?
They still have a lot to work.
Yes, they do.
To do, and that might not actually take place until next year because they don't have a lot of money to fill out the roster.
And all this talk, by the way, that Golden State was out.
Yeah.
So they were earlier today at 26%.
That's the other thing. There's reports about what are the 3? Oh, it's been narrowed down to 3, and then now it goes back up to 5. And now, is Golden State out or not?
Well, if you believe the prediction markets, and at this point, it's been all over the map with this. That was kind of expected, I think. But Golden State has 16%. Philadelphia has 8%. You can always buy the no on this stuff, too.
Mm-hmm.
So they're telling you, if this is accurate at all, that Golden State has a better chance than the 76ers. I don't know. And we were, again, earlier this week, it was down to 3 teams. Golden State was out.
Yes.
Those were the reports. Prediction markets are like, we don't see it that way at all.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Goalie came out there for Belgium.
It also changes things, too, about what's going to happen in Toronto. It's just embarrassing for the league. But the other thing is, now that all the facts came out, Toronto was told this in advance.
Yeah.
About, hey, be warned that something could happen here. But they also thought that this was going to be done by the time this was consummated. And that's a travesty. It's like, keep billing those hours, right? Keep letting those lawyers go to work. An 11th month investigation.
Well, how about this? And Paul, this is absolutely going to be relatable to you. I'm driving in today listening to Money Moves. Will Hill was on. Will Hill's like, I did a podcast back in like February or March, and I said enough already.
Okay.
Think about that.
Yeah.
And here we are, and it's like, no, we don't have any resolution. And the guy's been traded, in theory.
Yeah. It feels like the Pablo Torre stuff was 2 years ago.
I know it.
With the smoking gun or whatever I have in paperwork.
That feels like, you're right. It feels like that was immediately at the beginning of the basketball season last year.
Yeah.
And still nothing?
Drop the hammer, Silver. Come on. It never would have happened under Stern. Under 3.5? You feel good about that?
Spain already had a great chance to begin the second half. No, I don't feel great. You can bet it all you like.
All right. I think we're going to penalties.
Win, lose next. The World Cup has been the perfect storm. How popular has it been? How about the best non-NFL number since 1994? Details on that coming up next.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets. On this show, we follow the money. And when VSiN decided to launch our own store, the smart money was on Shopify. Getting the VSiN store off the ground was easier than we expected, and Shopify's templates and AI tools had us look incredible and professional from day one. Zero coding required. Shopify checkout keeps sales moving smoothly, and returning customers can complete a purchase in one click. Built-in analytics, you always know what's selling and where your customers are coming from and how to keep the momentum going. When questions come up, and they will, Shopify's AI assistant Sidekick is there with answers so you never lose momentum. You can check out the store at vsin.com/store. And if you're ready to build your own, all you need is the idea. Shopify handles the rest. Start your free trial at shopify.com/vsin. Shopify.com/vsin. Again, that's shopify.com/vsin.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Huge fight card coming up, UFC 329 this weekend right here at T-Mobile in Las Vegas. We'll get into it here. Joe Osborne joins us in studio now, does a great job, covers.com. We've known Joe here for several years now. And so cool of you to actually make your time down to Circa on your trip to Las Vegas, man. Great to see you. How you been?
Great. I'm usually in my basement in Nova Scotia talking to you guys, but here in Vegas, so let's take advantage of the opportunity. Pumped to be here with you guys. I don't know how you guys work here and don't get distracted.
Well, it's not every day that we get the World Cup.
That's true.
During the summertime especially, but great turnouts here in the summertime for sure for this event. Let's start here. The press conference was yesterday. McGregor up to his old tricks again, trying to pull out the intimidation factor, rips off the sunglasses for Max Holloway. Is any of this stuff going to work in your opinion?
Not really. It was a classic Conor McGregor press conference, absolutely. He talks a big game, and people are falling for it once again. You're seeing that in the betting line. Yeah. It's been cut in half since the fight was first announced. Max opened in the minus 400 range. He's down to around minus 220. Depending on what sports book you go to. But this is what McGregor does. He builds up a fight, right? And we see big upsets and big fights in the UFC all the time. I just don't think it's very realistic that he's going to be able to pull it off here tomorrow night. And think about it. He's 5 years removed from fighting. And when we last saw him, he didn't look very good. He was on his way to losing a fight against Dustin Poirier where his leg literally snapped in half. That was jumping right back into the deep end of the pool versus a guy, Max Holloway, who's probably not in his prime anymore, but he's still very, very good and has a lot of advantages over Conor.
Are you buying any of what he was selling in terms of I got caught up in the fame and the lifestyle, and also I was endorsing Proper 12, whatever it was, and every time I left the house, I had 2 bottles of alcohol, and I had to be gregarious and party and do shots. And
well, I saw that clip, and he was acting like he didn't party much beforehand, and all of a sudden he's promoting this liquor brand, and that introduced him to alcohol or something like that, and that's what got him into trouble. So no, I'm not really buying into that. He's doing a good job building the fight. I will say, my opinion on the outcome of the fight aside, he does seem a little bit more calmer, a little bit cooler, a little bit more collected. Not a whole lot of negative energy compared to some fights we saw in the past. When we last saw him 5 years ago against Dustin Poirier, there was a lot of negativity. He seemed to be forcing it in the build-up to the fight, trying to build it. So he is very focused, so I will say that, to be fair.
For those of us who want to really hit Max Holloway here in the betting market, should we just wait until tomorrow?
It seems to be trending in that direction. I think last week, Max got down to around minus 210. He's been bet back up to around minus 240 now. So that seems to be the way it goes. Casual betting interest, seems to take place the closer you do get to a fight. The way I'm betting this fight, I'm going to take Max to win by TKO/KO, minus 120. When Conor wins, he wins in dramatic fashion. But when he loses in dramatic fashion as well. He tends to get finished whenever he loses in his fights. And he will have an early power advantage over Max. I will give him that. But the longer the fight goes, the longer that's going to favor Max. And Conor's not going to be able to compete with the durability, the pace, or the volume.
Sure. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Joe Osborne, our guest, covers.com in Las Vegas for UFC 329. Follow him on X at JTFOZ. How about the co-main? Saint Denis takes on Paddy the Baddy. Do you like the dog here in Paddy?
No, I like the favorite. I think Benoit Saint Denis, he is an undervalued favorite. He's one of the hottest fighters in the division. 4 straight wins, 4 straight finishes. Some of those coming against some very good competition. Now, Paddy, he's a really fun guy to get behind. He's very exciting as well. But last time out, that was his first major step up in competition in the UFC against Justin Gaethje. And he got beat up pretty bad. Now he's taking on a guy in Saint Denis who does not have the name recognition, but he's very, very good. And I think he's going to win. And I think this is going to put him in a position to be fighting for the title. The UFC tried to fast track him to a title shot about 2.5 years ago. He was a big favorite against Dustin Poirier, ended up losing that fight in Miami. He's got things back on track now. And I think it's a good spot to take him as a smallish favorite.
We got a couple emails and tweets to say bet Green McKinney last less than a minute.
Ooh, I can see it.
4-1.
Both these guys are finishers. Probably not. I think under 1.5 rounds, like minus 400.
Is that what it is?
Well, they announced the fight, and that's the first thing
God.
that I look at. Like, okay, it's going to be, and it's like, okay, you can't really bet that. But yeah, they're not in there to get paid by the hour or the minute necessarily, right?
Yeah. Anything else on the card that you like?
Yeah, I like Corey Sandhagen to win by decision, plus 170 against Mario Bautista. These are 2 guys that fought back in 2019. Sandhagen won that fight. He got the submission. Bautista's gotten a lot better since then. He is going to be very difficult to put away. Sandhagen, unless he's going against the very best the division has to offer, stacking up one-sided win after one-sided win. So I like him to get the W by decision in a 3-round fight.
What is your favorite future in the National Football League?
I really like the New Orleans Saints to win the NFC South this season, plus 265 on that one. That division absolutely stinks, guys. That we didn't have a team with a winning record in that division last season. This is a team on the rise. Second year for Kellen Moore. Second year for Tyler Shuck, who's proving to be more than a serviceable quarterback, I think. I think the offense is really going to be really good, bringing Etienne over from the Jaguars, drafting Jordan Tyson, him and Olave. Going to form to be one of the best receiving duos in the NFL, potentially. Maybe not right away, but down the road. So, yeah, I think they have an excellent shot in a very weak division.
Aren't you a Tua guy, though?
I was. I got a soft spot for Tua.
Okay.
Well, he's not on my team anymore.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan.
Oh,
So,
how bad is that going to be?
well, here's what I'll say. You got to get really bad to get really good in the NFL. They're doing the rebuild, right? The former regime didn't do them any favors whatsoever by giving Tua all that money. They didn't have to give Tua all that money, but for some reason they decided to. I think they're still paying Jalen Ramsey. They had to mess with Tyreek Hill. So they're tearing it all down. I don't know if you saw that depth chart offensively. I don't think there's going to, aside from the running back A-chain, I don't think you're going to see a lot of these guys going off the board very early in fantasy league. So,
Yeah.
Well, I want to give Willis a chance at quarterback. He looked like a totally different guy with Green Bay than he was to begin his career in Tennessee, obviously.
I will say, for some optimism from Miami, that's win-win for them, because we have a very small sample size for what he did in Green Bay. He did look very good. If he is that guy, hey, the Dolphins have their quarterback for the next 8 to 10 years. If he stinks, then they're probably going to be in a position where they're drafting in the top 3, and there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks here in 2027 coming out.
We've been blessed by this World Cup, but once this ends, a couple of weeks, bam, football, preseason.
Can't
Do
wait.
you have a week 1 play already?
I do. I hit the bet button on this as soon as odds went up. It's Saints again, the over in Detroit. The numbers at 48 and a half. Detroit, back-to-back seasons where they've led the NFL in points at home. They're going to be able to get 30, and I think the Saints will be able to contribute to the scoring here as well.
Is it still around 48 and a half?
I think so. Not a whole lot of movement on it.
Okay. That's going to be a bet that I'm going to, because I'm with you on the Saints. I have their win total over 7.5 and them to win the division as well.
Yeah, Kellen Moore is an excellent offensive. I know he's a head coach, but look at his time as offensive coordinator with the Cowboys, with the Eagles that year, with the Chargers. I think very high ceiling for that Saints offense.
Kellen Moore was one of the coaches written about in our VSiN NFL betting guide for Coach of the Year, like around 14-1. If you're on them and they win like 10 games, like he's going to be right there, you would think.
They finished the year strong. They won 4 of their last 5 games, and like I said, that division stinks.
What's the difference in temperature from Nova Scotia to here? What was it when you left?
Ooh, well, we go off Celsius, so I had to pull out my conversion calculator here. So it actually wasn't too far off from where I live. I don't live right on the Atlantic Ocean. If you're right on the ocean, it's a little bit cooler, especially during the evenings. But we laughed. We went out at night and we're like, geez, it did not cool off here at all.
No. It's 102 when the sun goes down. It's like 10 o'clock at night. You went to the Summer League the other day, $15 for, a can, a draft of beer?
Yeah, well, I always like to check out the concession prices because sometimes you get surprised in the right way.
Yeah.
And $15 for a draft beer, like a Coors Light or a Bud Light at Summer League. And I was like, the nerve of these people. But you know what? People will spend it, right? Usually if I go to a Major League Baseball game and an NFL game, I'll suck it up and buy the $18 beer. But at Summer League?
It seems a little much. I don't think prices are ever going back, though.
No, well, people will buy them.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that, too. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Great to see you.
I appreciate
job.
you guys having me. Enjoy the fights on Saturday.
You too. If you're betting at Circa for a limited time, you can fund your wagers with crypto using Burra Pay and pay no Burra Pay transaction fees. Fast, secure, another way Circa continues to innovate for sports bettors. Visit burrapay.com to learn more. Take advantage of fee-free crypto wagering before August 31st exclusively at the Circa Sportsbook here at Circa Resort and Casino. Burra Pay transaction fees are waived as part of the campaign standard. Cryptocurrency network and exchange fees may apply.
Again, you can follow Joe Osborne on X at JTFOZ in Las Vegas for UFC 329, covering the event for Covers.com. World Cup quarters right now. Spain, Belgium, 1 apiece, 78th minute. And the chances of kind of It was hot and heavy there for a minute, Paulie, but they've kind of died down now in the recent minutes.
You got a shot under 2.5. I thought that ticket was done in the first half. This thing might die now.
Yeah, it's trending that way. So we talked NFL with Joe there. More on that coming up next. Friend of the show, Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian is going to join us. He has a future bet for every team in the NFC North. He'll break it down for you next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Talk some NBA offseason here. A lot to get into. Justin Trocarico joins the program, risk supervisor here at Circus Sports, diehard NBA guy, lifelong Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Are you still celebrating the win?
Yeah, I'm going to celebrate it until the Jets break my heart this year. So
Well, yeah.
I'm locked in, baby.
Well, you're good to go. They bought you some time anyway.
Exactly. I don't even know the Mets are the worst team in baseball.
Yeah, why would you even care at this point, right? It's all about the Knicks. Let's begin here. The LeBron thing is absolutely nuts. It keeps going back and forth, which we're going to touch on. But were bettors firing on the Raptors like right before and then after the original Kawhi news with that trade with LA?
Yes, we were getting some decent money on that, and I wasn't as afraid of it because honestly, I'm not a fan of their roster, and they're capped out where they are. So it was like, all right, you want to bet the Raptors, fine. Mm-hmm. Then Kawhi comes, and I immediately have to cut the number in half. Again, real chance that this could be a team, especially in the risk room. We're not our NBA guys. We're not a big fan of Ingram, so losing him is almost, I thought, a positive. Like our player rating has him as, I think, a net negative. So getting Kawhi is huge.
I don't know what the comp to this is, but for the people who have bets on it, and then now the Raptors are saying, well, if something happens, we're out. This report, and then what? I mean, you're going to have people that are going to be screaming holy hell if suddenly he can't go to Toronto now.
Oh, 100%. I mean, what happened? The trade's rescinded. Ingram, who, he's not I don't know how, if he's in the best headspace to come back to Toronto.
Yeah,
and,
too.
Yeah, I mean, what happened? If it's going to get rescinded, that means Kawhi is going to get suspended. So Clippers are still dead in the water, and Raptors are in shambles. And the bets are going to go. Their odds are going to go the opposite way. So.
It's a fascinating discussion. Like, what would the suspension or sanctions have to be, where Toronto says, "Okay, we'll still take them," or say we're out? And then what does that do to the extension, or what does that do to? Do I have to increase then or lower my offer? Based on what a mess they created here.
I mean, if let's say it's half the season. Let's say the ruling is 41 games.
Okay.
Do they do it?
If they have the option, I still think they would.
Or
it's not like a David Stern situation where he stepped in and vetoed that Chris Paul trade. Like, I think the NBA would let the trade go through. And if you're Toronto, I'd roll the dice on 41 games of Kawhi.
Well, how about this? How about that would be the ruling? And then you have to factor in Kawhi's injury history. And then he gets there, and then he's hurt for like 22 games.
That's a very good point too, because if he comes out injured or he gets injured and he's not able to gel with them right away, and then he has to kind of pick up in the playoffs, that would be a rough spot.
Hey guys, I know I'm joining you now in February, but I can't do back-to-backs. That's not going to happen.
Oh man, it's an interesting situation, something we've never seen before.
Yeah, ugly. So how about this LeBron story? And it keeps dropping at the prediction markets to Cleveland based on the report from Windhorse now. So let's say if it's Miami or it's Cleveland, what would you do with the numbers if he moves the needle?
I opened these markets last month, and I've been willing to take on Cavs money. I've been inviting Cavs money because I just don't like that team. If he goes there, obviously I'm going to have to cut them, and I can imagine a flood of public money coming in. Miami, I mean, they're already priced really low, obviously after getting Giannis. And what's the fit there? Like, it would be really interesting from a bookmaking perspective. Like, how low can I go on Miami? Can I get them to number 2? Probably. Would I feel, if I was betting it, would I feel great about it? No, I feel like I'd missed the boat completely. So
yeah, I got to be honest. Like, if he goes to Miami, I will not attack that market whatsoever. I want nothing to do with the Heat. Yep. I don't think they're a championship team with or without him.
That's reasonable.
I do think it would move the needle for me if he goes to Philadelphia.
Oh, my
Oh, you agree?
I have Philly higher than the market. I opened them higher than the market. I love what they did. I like, I'm a Knicks fan, obviously, but I don't hate on the Celtics. And I think Jaylen Brown's a really good piece. Maxi's a superstar already. VJ Edgecombe's on the rise. And if you get 80% of Embiid, 80%,
All right.
you got a real shot there.
Okay. I would think if LeBron goes to Miami, the big winners are the Knicks.
We're always winning, baby.
Right? Isn't that?
I mean,
they just sit back, say, "Okay, come get us now."
Yeah.
Because I'm with you on Miami if he goes there, and then the Cavs miss out, and they swept them, no problem, and Boston lost Brown.
well, analytically, it wasn't a sweep, but yes.
Yes, right. Whatever. Yeah.
I like Brown, and I really Philly worries me the most in the East, and
Okay.
it's not even close.
Have you been inviting Celtics money as well? They're
Yes.
like second in the East, according to a lot of books. I don't get it.
I don't get it at all. Everyone opened up Celtics won, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, do we watch the game? Do we watch just what happened? So I opened the Knicks first, took some Celtic money. I felt perfectly fine with that, and now the market's where it is, and they're second, and that second feels very soft to me.
Okay, so a little Western Conference here. I am a believer that the Lakers are going to be a fun team to watch next year.
Mm-hmm.
I have interest in betting their win total over. I think it's 44.5 or 45. I think they could. It has shades of Luka's teams in Dallas early on written all over it. I think they're going to be a fun and an exciting and a good regular. I just want nothing to do with them in the future market other than the win total.
Yeah.
What do you think about them?
Completely fair. And yeah, I mean, it's Luka's team obviously now. Strictly regular season, because I think postseason Reeves gets hunted and that on defense, and that's going to hurt them. But strictly regular season, that win total, I'd be pounding that over. I'm releasing the win totals next week, and I'm definitely going to be higher on that Lakers market.
You are.
Because I completely agree with you. They got rim runners. They got everything you need for a Luka team. So
What do you do with Denver? They just flat out waived Valanciunas, and it looks like Watson could go as well, and that they're not going to help out Joker, and who knows what the roster is going to look like.
I mean, last time I came on, I said Denver was winning the championship, and man, all regular season they disappointed me because I loved Hardaway, getting Hardaway, and a couple of the pieces they got. The kid from the Nets, Thomas.
Right.
Like, I loved how they filled out their bench last year. I'm like, man, this team's cooking, and just flamed out spectacularly. They're a year older. Is Murray the guy? I don't know. Like, can he be the number 2 to Jokic still? I don't know. And
Gordon's always hurt.
yeah, I protected them last year because I really saw them making a run, and obviously that didn't work out. This year, I'm open season on the Nuggets. I'll take Nuggets money.
Yeah, okay. Are you intrigued by the Wolves at all?
Oh yeah,
You are.
I am. I'm a ball guy. I admit
Really?
it. I know. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
I'm so they're going to be my League Pass team. That's for sure. I'm going to be watching them on League Pass. I mean, not having Randall, I think that's maybe a positive.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
The ball should move, and I think there could be some really fun stuff there. What does Gobert have left, though? I don't know. So they're one of the teams I've been kind of protecting in the West because people do like to bet on them in general.
Do they? Okay. Would they be your sleeper in the West, or do you have a different team there and a sleeper in the East?
Oh man, in the West, right now the way the pricing is, I would definitely lean on the T-Wolves. I'm not a Rockets guy. I don't see them doing it. Not a Suns guy. If I'm just looking at the prices, I'm definitely would take a shot on the T-Wolves. And as far as the East, Atlanta, I feel like they're pretty underrated. I don't know if they can quite get over the hump yet, but just price-wise, they're like priced 7th in the East, and that feels a little off.
Yeah, here's the thing about that division, right? The Southeast. It's nothing but like the narrative, the steam. It's all about Miami because of Giannis. That to me means that I like the 3 other teams in that division. I like Atlanta. I really like Charlotte. Liam McNeely, 29 points last night, Summer League, and Steinbach with a
Let's
double-double
go.
out the bench, by the way.
Yes.
And like, I was never an Orlando guy last year.
No.
I thought the market just got bonkers when they traded for Bane. They went to like 5-1. But we saw like their ceiling against Detroit, the 1 seed in the like. Maybe this is the year for Orlando.
I've talked myself into them probably 2 years in a row. Like, all right, that defense is really good if they can just get, and it hasn't happened. It wouldn't shock me, but I've been pretty excited to take Magic money. The one team that kind of throws me off out there is the Pacers price.
Yeah.
I feel like they're priced like Hallie's coming back as a superstar. I've been pretty happy to take Pacers money.
Really?
I have.
They beat your Knicks back-to-back years.
I know they did. But that's a tough injury to come back from. They don't have Miles Turner, so I've been happy to take some Pacers money.
You watched a little summer league last night? You see?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going this week too a couple times.
It's a great event.
Oh, it's the best.
Dabansa, it's one game. He looked awesome last night. He looked like the real deal.
Yeah.
And they did a great job against Peterson. I don't know. I'm intrigued to watch Washington if they have their guys healthy. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
That's the second NBA League Pass team. Timberwolves and Wizards. You're going to have yourself a fun night every night. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Justin Trocarico, risk supervisor here at Circa. Great to see you. Enjoy the summer league. We
you guys
appreciate
are
the time.
the best. Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. Up next, strong opinions from Chael Sonnen on the McGregor-Holloway main event tomorrow night. You're going to hear what he had to say coming up next.
On this show, we follow the money, and when VSiN decided to launch our own store, the smart money was on Shopify. Getting the VSiN store off the ground was easier than we expected, and Shopify's templates and AI tools had us look incredible and professional from day one. Zero coding required. Shopify checkout keeps sales moving smoothly, and returning customers can complete a purchase in one click. Built-in analytics, you always know what's selling and where your customers are coming from and how to keep the momentum going. When questions come up, and they will, Shopify's AI assistant Sidekick is there with answers so you never lose momentum. You can check out the store at vsin.com/store. And if you're ready to build your own, all you need is the idea. Shopify handles the rest. Start your free trial at shopify.com/vsin. Shopify.com/vsin. Again, that's shopify.com/vsin.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for watching. As always, YouTube TV, listening, Sirius XM Channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. We're going to bump up In Pocket Plays Our Best Bets to 15 minutes from now because we're going to touch on the crazy Honus Wagner story we talked about yesterday, that card owned by Keith Olbermann and what's going on with that card collecting. John Calvecchio coming up at the bottom of the hour. Right now, we go out to the Progressive guest line to start things off here as the legend from ESPN Cleveland, Tony Rizzo, joins the show. T-Riz, good to talk to you as always, my man. How you been?
I am great, guys. Always follow the money. By the way, can I say this? Honus Wagner was a really good player, but he wasn't Babe Ruth. Like, he wasn't. I'm always amazed at that card is the card that everybody talks about. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be so rare, right? And then Olbermann has three of them, and
that's why.
Yeah, Olbermann has
but
three.
It's so rare, Mitch, because he wasn't that good. Nobody's seen his card, right? I'm not saying he wasn't that good. He's the Hall of Fame. It's okay.
Crazy.
I just can't believe it's a Honus Wagner card. I'm a big Babe Ruth guy. But go ahead, Phil.
Imagine if Max Strus cards in 100 years are worth $3 million.
God.
Yeah. Well, you said it's always about following the money, right? The prediction markets have been going every which way but loose on LeBron's next team. Earlier today, up to 64% to get him, all the way back down to like 43% now. What's the latest that you're hearing on this?
Well, first of all, as a Cavs fan and a native Clevelander, the longer this goes, the worse I feel. Because I thought it was a done deal twice already, which is very rare. And my sources are very good with LeBron. I know his mom, okay? So there's, we've been following this, but apparently there are teams coming out of the woodwork. It's not just Miami and Golden State and Cleveland and Philly, and even Minnesota. And by the way, I told Luke, if he goes to Minnesota, I'll buy you guys berries. It's on me. Okay, there's no way.
Okay, all right.
But if the more teams that come out, he's doing what we would call in the business due diligence. You want to hear from everybody before you make up your mind. And guys, this is his last dance, and it's the last time around to be the belle of the ball. And he's taken advantage of that. LeBron has always marketed himself very well. He's enjoying the process. Can't believe he got the golf bug at 40.
No kidding.
I asked that kid to play golf 20 years ago. He looked at me like I had 3 eyes, okay? So I can't believe he's playing golf, but he's going to milk this. And the first thing I told you guys when this all broke, when he told the Lakers to come back, you remember, I said, this is not going to happen in a week. It's not. So he's listening to everything, and who knows who's involved with this. But the longer it goes, the worse Cleveland feels.
So the first time we met you, you said some things you regret, and you were part of the great 30 for 30 on Believe Land. How would people feel if he decides no Cleveland here and ends it in a different city? Well, how upset would they be?
Well, that's an interesting point, Paulie, because if I say to you, if I'm LeBron and I say, wow, I can go back to Cleveland and try and win a title, we already saw that movie. He already did it. Like he literally did that. And there's a part of me that thinks he's maybe looking for another challenge, even though he doesn't have any connection to Philly or he does to Miami. But there could be some team out there he'd go, maybe I'll try and go do it. Think about this. For him to win 5 titles with 4 teams, that's pretty big. And I don't agree with Charles. Charles is a friend, and he said earlier this week he's chasing the ghost of Jordan. I don't believe that, but to win with 4 different teams is that's an accomplishment that he would like to have. So we have our eye on that, but at this point, I think anything's kind of in play. Whereas if you'd have called me a week ago, I just said I think he's coming to Cleveland.
Okay. Yeah. As of right now, can you envision Golden State? Or is that crazy to you as well?
No. Iman Shumpert, hey, little fun story here. After the Cavs won the title in 2016, I spent a moment with JR and Iman Shumpert in the locker room. Leave it at that. Shump goes anywhere but there. Like his former team. That was an all-time special championship. Down 3-1. I know Draymond got spent, but that was the Cavs were the only team to get that version of Golden State. So I'm going to go watch them play together. Now, Draymond is his neighbor in L.A. They literally live 4-5 houses down from each other, and they'd love to have him. I don't think that's in play, but that would be, for a Cleveland fan, that is Armageddon. We would not like that.
All right, Golden State out, Minnesota out. He kissed and made up with Riley, so you think the Miami thing can happen?
Yeah, so he kissed and made up with Dan Gilbert, and I was told, because I asked, I said, what is the relationship? Because it was not good when they left. You know, the Heat, they did not let LeBron do whatever he wanted. When LeBron came to Cleveland, Dan gave him the golden ticket, said, you call all the shots, do whatever you want. That wasn't the case in Miami, and that was part of the reason why he left. Now, he was there 4 years. Guys, LeBron never went to college. You think it was a coincidence he went to Miami for 4 years and then came home to Cleveland? So he does have a good relationship with the Rileys again, Pat and his wife. I am told that is true. And if he goes to Miami, I wouldn't like it. I'm not going to like it if he goes anywhere but Cleveland, but I wouldn't feel like I would with Golden State, no.
Okay. If you had to plunk down some of your hard-earned cash right now and where he's going to go, where would that money go?
God, Mitch, I know you do a futures pod, which I have listened to. I am not futures guy. I mean, I go Cleveland and probably get burned. But I still think, let's see what happens when he comes all around. He had a really good time. Guys, he was posting videos, and I have people that send me stuff. Could you imagine my phone? You know, like I have so many people in Northeast. Poor LeBron was at some nightclub at 3:30, and a guy called me at 11 o'clock. He goes, look at this. He FaceTimed me, and there's LeBron. And LeBron has really enjoyed himself with his former high school teammates, his mom, his kids. In Akron, they've enjoyed it. So does he want to win? What I always say is, who does he want to play with? Do you want to play with Giannis? Does he want to play with Jaylen Brown? Does he want to play with Donovan Mitchell? Does he want to play with Steph? I think that plays into this. He wants a chance to win a title this year. Who gives him that best chance? Let me ask you guys. Let me turn the table. What team gives him the best chance out of the ones we've heard?
Philadelphia.
Okay.
Cleveland's
I would
up
agree,
there.
Mitch,
Yeah,
but
Cleveland's
I have
up there.
to say Cleveland would be in there.
Yeah, they're up there.
Yeah.
You know what Cleveland needs? You know what the Cavs need? They need a big kick in the ass from LeBron to show him how to work out 3 times a day and get mad in the playoffs when teams challenge you. Yeah.
Now, how about this? What if Golden State changed their tune and said, "Oh, we're going to make a run at AD"? Would that be a total game changer then?
I'm not sure, but it sounds to me like the Wiz not giving in to that. At this point, I don't know if anybody could add anything that would change his mind that much. I think the superstar players on the teams that are out there for him would play more into that than somebody they could add now. God bless AD, man. You know, my daughter works for the Mavericks in Dallas. I went to the Mavs-Cavs game. AD got hurt. I never saw him again last year.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a game changer. No.
If he goes to Cleveland, will the roster be the same? Like, if he wants more money, do they
would have to give? No, Harden's going to be there no matter what. That deal was done when they acquired him, but they wouldn't have probably Strus, and they probably wouldn't have Schroeder. But the Cavs need a wing, and guys, let's not forget, LeBron beat the Rockets by himself in the playoffs in the first round.
He did.
He can still play.
Oh, he can, yeah.
He can still play at a second, third All-NBA team level. I mean, that's insane for his age. But the body's not going to play 82 games, but he can still contribute. He would be perfect for the Cavs. He really would.
Paulie called him probably the second best player ever earlier in the show. What do you think of that?
Oh, Mitch, I love Michael to death. Okay. And I covered Michael Jordan. And by the way, he was a gentleman. We had to wait for him to get dressed at the old Cleveland Coliseum. God bless Mike. He would never do an interview in gym shorts or a towel, or he got dressed, man, in a $5,000 suit to do his interviews. And I respect him more than anything. Well, LeBron won a title for me in Cleveland, man. If he wins 5 with 4 teams, I'm sorry. That's unprecedented.
Don't you think all this moving around though and doing this crap kind of hurts the legacy? And I'm not even a legacy guy.
It's today's kids. It's today's NBA. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, they would have never played for anybody else. My God, yeah. Mm-hmm. I grew up with Moses Malone dominating with the Sixers. My God, things have changed. I don't hold it against them. And I give him the pass because he won a title here, which no one, by the way, guys, we bring this up. You know how long since the Indians have won a title? 78 years. Let me repeat that. The Cleveland Guardians / Indians, 97, 2016, extra innings, game 7s. Okay. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, didn't. The Guardians haven't won anything in 78 years. How is that possible? 78 years. I think it's the third longest stretch of any professional sports team. You know, LeBron won a title. The Browns won in the 60s. I give him the free pass. It's been lean years here, fellas. Lean.
I'll add this. It could be worse for Cleveland. They could have traded for Kawhi Leonard.
God, what a mess that is. I got to tell you guys, there are things that go on in the association that just drive me absolutely crazy. I love the game. I do. And by the way, I've been listening, boys. How great is the World Cup? Don't lie.
A+.
How great. I started following soccer 4 or 5 years ago with the Premier League because my kids are into it big time.
Oh, okay.
So I know Mo Salah. I'm a Liverpool fan, okay? So I've been watching this stuff, and I've been listening to you. Mitch, what are we going to do when it's over? We're going to die.
Of course.
What are we going to do?
I got the shakes. I hate this feeling.
What are we going to do? Today there was one game. I'm like, one game? Oh, jeez. Stop.
I'm with you.
All right, pal. Hey,
see you next week.
See you next week, okay?
I'll see you Friday, boys.
Thank you.
The man, D. Rizzo, ESPN Cleveland. In Pocket Plays coming up. This is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.